Let's review some boots. Today we have the Johnny Honey Suede by Tecovas. So the Johnny Cowboy boot by Tecovas is a 12-inch tall cowboy boot with from heel to top of the shaft, and then you have a medium round toe with a 1.5-inch underslung cowboy heel, and it is a leather sole that has lemonwood pegs and brass nails in there, and it is single stitched with a Goodyear welt, so whenever this sole wears through, you can actually resole it. And it is a pretty decent looking cowboy boot. So this boot is a what they are calling waterproof suede, and what that means is they've tanned it and they've treated it to where you don't have to put any protector on it for it to be able to go through water and shed it, just like a normal waxed calfskin. So I've actually done this, and it does a pretty good job. It's just in the seams here where they stitch the toe bug in. That's where the majority of the water comes in. But that's with a lot of different boots. It's not going to be watertight unless they have no stitching. It's just not going to happen. It's just going to get wet regardless. But for a suede cowboy boot, this does a pretty decent job of keeping your feet dry. I've walked through puddles with this, but I tried not to, just because it's just the stigma of a suede boot, but I'm sure it can handle it. But I've actually went through a bad rainstorm through these. Story time. So I go to Pluckers, and we're waiting on our table, so we walk across the street to a gas station just, to pass time. As we're leaving the gas station, it's fucking pissing down rain. So I went through there, and these are pretty dark, but they were fine. But if you can see, there's some discoloration. That I mainly believe is due from my jeans, which were relatively new at the time, and they were bleeding out the blue dye on the wool. So yeah, I've had a pretty tough time getting that out, but it's looking a lot better. It looks almost new-ish. But yeah, it's pretty water resistant. Now the fit for me is not the best, but I have a narrow foot, so it's not going to be the best. And when I first got it, right here, you can see how it kind of buckles in right there. That's right where my pinky toe, no, it's right where the toe right next to the pinky toe is, and I had an ingrown toenail, and that just made wearing these boots impossible. But that's a sizing issue, not the boot issue, so don't hold that against the boot. It's a standard size, so anyone with, if you can find a size that's good for you, these boots will never have that problem, ever. The breaking in process was hardly there, mainly because it is a little big, but I couldn't size down because my feet are too long. So I do wish they would have a B width, but that's not standard anymore. So again, you can't really hold them accountable to that. And as far as the quality goes, this is a pretty solid boot. It looks like the piping on the side, no problems at all. I have had zero problems. It's not cracking. It's actual leather on there, and it's holding up really good. And the bottom of the sole, still perfect. I haven't even gotten to a half sole yet. The heel cap, I've barely even worn through there. Most of my boots, that is a major slant because I kind of walk, I'm not really bow-legged, but it's just the way I walk on my boots. It's kind of a little bit on the edge of the heel. Sure, some of y'all have the same problem, but the stitching is perfectly fine. Whenever I was cleaning it with the brush, it did loosen some of the stitching, but I cut that down and it has been no problem. The inside, all leather lined. It has a leather insole, a leather counter, and leather line. Everything is leather, essentially. And in here you got a steel shank, and you got a cork bed in there so that whenever you are walking in the boot a long time, it forms to your foot. So right now on the Tecovas website, the Johnny Honey Suede boot is $255. That's about what I paid. I went down to Austin at the store when they were just barely open. Oh wow, that was a long time ago. Post, you know.
Goodbye.
But it was a really nice store. Everyone was really friendly and just very accommodating, just a great staff and a great just customer experience. And it's a shame that what's going on in the world right now kind of cuts that down a little bit, because I don't know if they're open at the moment, but I know they shut down for a while, and it's just that was one of their draws, that their customer service is fantastic. This cowboy boot is made in Leon, Mexico. It is there with a bunch of other cowboy boot makers. That's where a large chunk of the cowboy boot industry, that's where they make their boots. And there's a lot of history there. And they also have, in the same factory, several different other boot companies. And heard about Tecovas, heard about the quality, and the price for the quality is pretty damn good. For less than $300, you get a solid cowboy boot. So I drove down to Austin, I went there, picked out these, and fell in love with them. They were super comfy, and I've had no complaints other than just sizing issues, but that's neither here nor there for the pure fact of quality here. So definitely make sure your jeans, don't bleed, because that will cause heartache, because that will take a long fucking time to clean. Trust me, I've been there. So I would definitely recommend these boots. Also, there is another cowboy boot.
Wow.
Whoa, are these Tecovas? No, they're not. These are Cuero boots. Ooh. I love the leather smell. But that's a video for another day. Let me know if you want me to make a video on that, on those boots, and make a comparison between the Tecovas and the Cuero boots. Alright, I just wanted to thank y'all for watching, and hope y'all enjoyed the video, and hopefully I can keep making more cowboy boot videos and making them higher quality and more thought out and just more informational. And just let me know what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you next time.